Banjo Land, Mike Heading here. I had a request to do a short lesson on the classic banjo ending called Shave and a Haircut and 2 Bits. So don't ask me why it's called that because I have no idea. Maybe you know and you can post it in the comments, but here I'm going to break down the ending lick, and this is probably the most common banjo ending. You'll probably recognize it once you heard it. I played it at the beginning of the video. I'm going to break down how to play it and then show you a bunch of variations. Some variations up the neck and some down the neck. Alright, I'm going to break it all down. Here's Shave and a Haircut ending licks. Alright, let's start breaking down these ending licks. So I'll show you a bunch of variations. And first, let's just start by getting the position we're going to work out of. So we're going to work out of this up the neck Scruggs backup position, where your index finger is going to be on the 8th fret of the 2nd string. Your 3rd finger, your ring finger, is going to be up on the 9th fret of the 1st string. And your 2nd finger is going to be on the 9th fret of the 3rd string. And then your pinky is going to reach up to the 11th fret on the 2nd string. So that's going to be a big stretch. So first thing I would do is, 1, get real close to the frets. But second, you can just practice reaching your pinky up. If you want to start on the 10th fret, you can. That'll be less of a stretch. And you can slowly kind of work your strength up. I remember this was pretty tricky for me when I first started, so it might take a little bit of practice. The other thing you can do, all these licks can be played with or without a capo, so if you're having trouble with the stretch, one thing you could do is put a capo on maybe 2nd fret or 4th fret, which would bring you further up the neck, which would make that pinky less of a stretch. But I'm just doing it out of G, and I'm assuming with some practice you'll be able to get this down. So first let me play the lick and then we'll start breaking it down. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to start here. We're going to do index and middle finger of our right hand on the 2nd and 1st strings. We're going to pinch, and I'm going to put my pinky up on the 11th fret, and I'm going to play those notes. I'm going to bend that 11th fret up slightly. And then I'm going to hit the 5th string, and then 2nd string, thumb, index, and that's the same note. So we got, and the B1's a quarter note, so you got 1, 2, and then your thumb's going to come down to the 3rd string, play that 9th fret that's already down, and then you're going to reach your 1st finger up to the 7th fret of the 3rd string, so you've got, and then you're going to go up, your 1st finger is going to go up to the 7th fret of the 2nd string, and you're going to go, and then 8th fret. Or you can move your 1st finger up. Either way. Let's do it a little bit faster. It's almost hard to do it slow. So that's what we're doing there. One more time, a little faster. And you can bend that note up a little bit, the 11th fret if you want to. But what I'd also recommend is get your thumb close up here. Don't let your thumb come back too far, otherwise you're going to be stretching more than you need to. So another way you might see that is it starts exactly the same way. And then instead of playing these 2 notes right here, we're going to play those 2 notes up an octave. So that'd be up on the 1st string. You're going to play up at the 16th fret and then 17th fret. That's just a higher ending, so it starts the exact same way. You could reach your 3rd finger up there, or your pinky, whatever feels comfortable. You got some time, so you got... So I would just experiment with whatever fingers feel comfortable. You just want to end up on that 17th fret. One more little advanced way you can do it as you go. I'm doing a quick thumb index there. But that's just a little bit more advanced way, but that's something to try as well. One more thing you can do is you can play this note as an open. Instead of playing the 7th fret, you got... See how I'm doing that? Instead of playing this note right there, 7th fret, it's a D note. I'm playing the open 3rd string. So I can go... So I'll do that occasionally. One reason why I won't do that is you get the open string ringing out a little bit more. It actually kind of sounds better with the closed note. So you can kind of control the length of that note. But if I wanted to get up here, for example, I might do it with the open string just so I can practice, you know, moving around. So that's an option. Again, it's just good to know where those notes are on other strings in case you get in trouble, you can play them. One more way you can do it is more of a melodic style way. So I'm going to put my second finger up on the 10th fret of the second string, my first finger up on the 9th fret of the first string. I'm going to do a forward roll, strings 5, 2, 1, and then hit the 5th string. So I've got T, I, M, T. And then I'm going to move my first finger up to the 9th fret of the 3rd string, open 1st string. So you've got, let's do that a few times. Just kind of a variation on. So we're just doing, and then you could either go, or, so that's just more of a melodic style way to do it. You know, maybe if you're playing something like an ending lick, like that. Sometimes it sounds a little better if you're doing a melodic ending to then do the melodic shave and a haircut ending lick, but that'll be up to you. So that's just a melodic way to do it. Let's look at some down the neck ways to do it. You could, this isn't exactly note for note, but you can do kind of an alternating thumb roll. So I'm doing T, I, T, M there. Strings 3, 2, 5, 1. And then 2nd fret on the 4th string. Open 4th string. And then 4th fret on the 1st string. And again, you can play around with what fingers you want to use. In the tab, I use my 3rd finger. So it's kind of a Scruggs way to interpret that. Not actually note for note. If you wanted to do it note for note, you'd have to move your middle finger up to the 2nd string. I'm going to put my 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string. I'm going to bend that while pinching those 2 notes. And then 5th string, 3rd string. So we got, and then down to the 2nd fret and 4th fret. So that's just if you wanted exactly note for note. Now we're doing. But I probably wouldn't do that, especially if you're a beginner, because it's a little goofy to move your middle finger up to the 2nd string. But you could, but again, you could do this one too. So that's another way to do it. If you wanted to get a different kind of Scruggsy lick way to do it, you could also do it this way. That's just more of a rolling version. So I'm just rolling through that middle, on the 1st string, and then T, I, M, 5, 2, 1. So you got, it's almost like a Sally Gooden or Cumberland Gap style lick. You know, again, what I would do is just play around with this position and this position down here and find stuff that kind of hints at that idea. It doesn't have to be note for note. If you want it note for note, you can do it this way. And you can also experiment with this fingering too, you know. I might do it with these 2 fingers occasionally. But a lot of times I'll do it this way. But once you get it down, you can kind of experiment with what fingers you want to do it with. And lastly, let's show you a longer ending lick. So I might do something like... So I started with a pinch, thumb, pinch, outside strings, 4th string, and then a slide 2 to 5, and then pinch, forward roll, put my 1st finger down on the 5th fret of the 2nd string, roll forward 5, 2, 1, 5, and then a backwards roll. So we've got. Get up into this position. And that's where too I might do it occasionally like this with my 2nd finger and pinky. That's a little bit easier I think when you're down here. But experiment, you know, try it both ways. Again, once you know the larger position, you can mess with the fingerings a little bit more, you know, once you got it down. So let's do that one more time. can also see I'm using these pinches. See how my hand, I'm using those open strings to get up there. If you wait until you have to play the lick, it's going to be too late. So, right when you hit that open third string, you can basically move your hand up there and get ready. Okay, so that's the shave and a haircut lick, okay? So hopefully that helps you out. All right, good luck.